especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never...
Some way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had popped for clenbuterol.
And Canelo, man, I don't know if he's cheating.
What do you mean?
I feel like Canelo juices.
Boxing insiders are calling out Canelo Alvarez over fresh steroid accusations ahead of his clash with Terence Crawford, pointing to his sudden muscle gains and history of failed PED tests. David Benavidez has joined the criticism, questioning why Canelo continues to dodge a fight with him if he's as confident as he claims. Benavidez also alleges that 5 members of Canelo's own camp have tested positive for banned substances, insisting the entire team, including Canelo, is dirty, further fueling the controversy surrounding the highly anticipated bout.
Greatest Mexican boxing fights of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm 100% confident in myself. If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You think he's on steroids?
Of course. Sure.
How
does 5?
You saw De La Hoya
How do 5 people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids?
Right.
You know what I mean? No, all those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
Yeah.
I seen Eddie Reynoso on my fight, so we made a joke. He said like he came to watch me the fight and shit.
So
and then they're like, "Oh, you think he's?" In my head, I'm like, "What do you think Eddie Reynoso's thinking about?" He's, "Are we gonna fight David Benavidez after seeing this fight?" In his head, Eddie Reynoso was like, "Fuck no, we not fighting him."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, honestly, I don't blame Canelo. It's fucked up because there's a lot of money.
It's not even about the money. It's not about the money.
Yeah, but okay,
100 million, dude. You kidding me?
The first step when you're a fucking warrior, bro, the only thing you think about is glory. I've never thought about money. I've been smart. I'm negotiating my shit. But it's always a prize, bro. It's always, if I go out there and beat Canelo, bro, I'm a legend. You know what I mean? That I'm gonna live forever in boxing as a legend. That means way more to me than any type of money.
And I think that separates you too, David. And I admire that shit about you. I was like that at one point. Now how much you giving me?
Yeah.
and not to just bypass him. Shout out to Morel as well.
Yeah,
Reynoso's gym is facing intense scrutiny amid claims that he personally provides fighters in his camp with performance-enhancing drugs. Among them is Canelo Alvarez, who trains under Reynoso and has twice faced steroid allegations in the past. Critics note that multiple fighters from the same gym have tested positive, fueling suspicions about the environment and training methods. Now, as Canelo readies himself for his showdown with Terence Crawford, many are questioning how he's managing to pack on muscle so quickly.
Pressed serious accusations about his gym. And the accusations are that people, or at least the implications are, that he is the one that is providing performance-enhancing drugs or is in some way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had popped for clenbuterol 2 times. For Fahim Satur, I'll say that he did it 2 times, even though I think it was for the same fight. But Canelo Alvarez popped dirty for clenbuterol 2 times. You have Luis Nery, who had tested positive, but I think Luis Nery tested positive before he was with Eddie Reynoso. Then you have Ryan Garcia, who popped dirty after he left Eddie Reynoso and went over to Derek James. And then you have Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez popped dirty while he was with Eddie Reynoso, but at the time he was still allowed to fight. You also clearly see that you have an issue with the fight that's coming up with Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, in that you have one guy that tested positive and you have another guy that looks like he's using in order to get up and continue to climb up weight classes. You know, at a certain point in time, and this is something that Rolly Romero has said, certain point in time, your body just doesn't do that. At a certain point in time, your body just doesn't do it. I'm 6'2", 200, and should weigh about 210. Closer to 250, but I should weigh about 210. I'm not going to get up. If I was 210 now at 50 years old, I'm not, if by 55 years old, I'm not, the only way I'm going to get up to 260 of muscle is if I'm juicing.
Observers point out that building substantial muscle naturally in your 30s is notoriously difficult, yet Canelo's physique now looks noticeably larger than in the past. This dramatic transformation has intensified speculation, especially given the history surrounding Reynoso's camp. With several fighters from the gym previously linked to PED use, fans and analysts are questioning whether Canelo's gains are the result of natural training, or if performance-enhancing drugs are once again quietly influencing the outcome of major fights.